Hello students, welcome back to your English class. Today we will be talking about the poem A Thing of Beauty. This poem was written by John Keats. John Keats was a very romantic poet. Romantic in the form खाली love poems नहीं लिखता था, but definitely he loved nature. Nature के love की बहुत सारी poems लिखी हैं उन्होंने. Now coming back to the theme of the poem, आपको नाम से ही पता चल रहा होगा अ थिंग ऑफ ब्यूटी, मतलब कि ब्यूटीफुल चीजों के बारे में ये पोएम है. ब्यूटीफुल चीजें हमें सबसे पहले कहाँ से मिलती हैं? नेचर से. तो दिस पोएम बिलोंग्स टू द नेचर. द कंप्लीट पोएम टॉक्स अबाउट द मेस्मराइजिंग ब्यूटी ऑफ द नेचर. तो हम लोग अब क्या करने वाले हैं इस वीडियो में? आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन यू द पोएम वर्ड टू वर्ड, so that you get to understand each and everything. मैं खाली समरी आपको पैराग्राफ स्टैंजा वाइज नहीं बोलने वाली हूँ, मैं आपको वर्ड टू वर्ड समझाने वाली हूँ ताकि आपको बहुत आसानी से स्मूथली जैसे बाकी पोएम समझ में आए हैं ये भी समझ में आ जाए. तो लेट अस गेट इनटू द कंटेंट. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases, it will never pass into nothingness, but will keep a bower quite for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams, and health, and quiet breathing. Now, the poet wants to say that the thing of beauty is really a joy forever. ये एक ऐसी सुंदरता है जो कभी भी फीकी नहीं पड़ने वाली है, हल्की नहीं होने वाली है. दिस इज गोइंग टू इंक्रीज एज द टाइम पासेस बाय. जैसे जैसे समय बीतता है ये और इंक्रीज होती जाती है. रादर इट इंक्रीजेज विद द पासिंग टाइम. द परसेप्शन ऑफ द पोएट रिगार्डिंग beauty is that it never goes off with the passing time. Rather, it beautifies more and more. For the poet, beauty is like a beautiful shady tree under whose shade all the creatures can sleep peacefully and enjoy good health, and yes, definitely with lot of sweet and lovely dreams. Next paragraph. Therefore, on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth, spite of despondence of the inhuman dearth, of noble natures of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over-darkened ways, made for our searching. In this paragraph, the poet wants to say that every new day we wreathe a flowery band or relationship with nature that shall keep us bound to the earth. Now, every morrow, on every morrow, we are wreathing. We are getting connected to this beauty as the day passes by. It is a beauty which fills us with the spirit of life. It is the beauty which builds the desire in us to live though there are sad moments and cruel people around us. So here the poet wants to say that without beauty the earth will be full of bad people, cruel people, heartless people, sad and gloomy moments. It is the beauty which is created by God, which helps us to remove the sadness from our heart. Next paragraph. Yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall. From our dark spirits, such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boom, for simple sheep, and such are daffodils. With the green world they live in, and clear rills, that for themselves a cooling covert make, gainst the hot season the mid-forest break. rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms. Now, in this stanza, the poet talks about many things. The poet wants to say that in spite of sad and unhealthy experiences or struggles of life, some beautiful aspects of life lift up the pall of gloom which is caused by these struggles. So we get a temporary relief from that sadness by enjoying the nature. That means we should always take care of the nature. We should always try to get soothing effects from the nature. Now these objects of beauty such as the sun, the moon, old and young trees, they all give us shady boom that becomes a comfortable bed for sheep. Daffodils with the background of greenery provide us a soothing effect that relieves us of pain, misery and sorrow. These daffodils look soul relieving by their green surroundings. The clear water streams create a cooling covert. इतना मज़ेदार पानी में ये सारी नेचुरल चीज़ें रहती हैं कि कूलिंग इफ़ेक्ट कम्प्लीटली हॉट सीजन में एक बढ़िया सा कूलिंग इफ़ेक्ट प्रोवाइड करती हैं. द मिड फॉरेस्ट ब्रेक gets enriched with a sprinkling of fair musk rose. Now this fair musk rose is a flower which has got a beautiful fragrance. The poet further carries on with the description of more beautiful things present on the earth. Like I told you, this beautiful rose, musk rose. Then he describes the tales of the mighty warriors जो लड़ाई करके आते हैं, जो जंग करके आते हैं, who laid their lives for their countries or for humanity. He says that these beautiful things are the gifts from God for all of us. God loves us so much that He has given us beautiful things on the earth. They are like a nectar given by God to us, and these are those beauties which are immortal. They are beautiful. They are not going to fade away ever after. They are going to shine. They are going to stay with us forever. So the poet in this big stanza wants to talk only about the beautiful things. So now you also have to take care of all the beautiful things around you. Now the last stanza. And such too in the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty death. All lovely tales that we have heard or read. An endless fountain of immortal drink pouring onto us from the heaven's brink. Now in this last and beautiful stanza, the poet brings in the idea that is prevalent in his Ode to Melancholy. He says that there is some joy even in the sadness. He talks about all these mighty death, all the warriors, all the people who are taking care, all the people who are trying to save the earth, all the people who are trying to save the humanity. So this nature takes care of them as well. All the lovely tales we have heard or we have read. कोई भी ऐसी बहादुरी की कहानियाँ, बढ़िया सी कहानियाँ, स्ट्रेंथ प्रोवाइड करने वाली कहानियाँ, मोटिवेशनल कहानियाँ अगर हमने सुनी है या पढ़ी है, so they become an endless fountain head of joys. These become such type of immortal drink that pours onto us from the heavens. सीधा भगवान अपने चरणों से ही ऐसा ड्रिंक हमारे ऊपर, हमारे इस नेचर के ऊपर फैला रहे हैं कि ये कभी मरने नहीं वाला, ये और सुंदर और ब्यूटीफुल और मज़ेदार
जैसे जैसे समय बीतता जाएगा होता चला जाएगा. The poet in the complete poem, the poet in the whole poem talks only about the nature, the beautiful things which take away all the sadness, which makes us happy, which gives us joy, which has always taken care of all of us together. So dreams shall be charged in sweetness. The poet is showing his special love, his integral love, his eternal love towards the beauty of nature. Now this is all about the explanation of the poem. I think मैंने आपको वर्ड टू वर्ड समझाने की कोशिश करी है, हर पैराग्राफ को डीप में बोलने की कोशिश करी है और ज़्यादा इंग्लिश का इस्तेमाल इसलिए किया है क्योंकि डेफिनेटली ये एक इंग्लिश का ही वीडियो है. तो ज़्यादा हिंदी बोलती तो आप लोग किस तरह से अपने आंसर्स को अटेम्प्ट कर पाएंगे, आपको किस तरह से एक्सप्लेनेशन ठीक से समझ आएगी, वहाँ मुझे थोड़ा सा लग रहा था, इसीलिए मैंने ज़्यादा इंग्लिश का इस्तेमाल किया है. अगर फिर भी आपको कोई ऐसे शब्द हैं जो नहीं समझ में आ रहे हैं, आपको मेरी कोई एक्सप्लेनेशन ऐसी लग रही है कि टफ है, नहीं समझ में आ रही है, तो आप मुझे कमेंट बॉक्स में लिख सकते हैं. पर मेरी तरफ से ऑल ऑफ दिस इज़ जस्ट फॉर यू, सो दैट आपको इंग्लिश के आंसर्स तो इंग्लिश में ही लिखने पड़ेंगे, हिंदी में तो अटेम्प्ट करने का हमारे पास ऑप्शन भी नहीं है. ध्यान से सुनिए, अच्छे से सुनिए, बार बार सुनिए, एंड डेफिनेटली डोंट फॉरगेट टू लाइक माय वीडियो, share my video, subscribe the channel, and definitely comment if there is any problem. Signing off for today. Thank you.